we're going to go ahead and talk now a little bit more about what else could be coming in the 2023 class, and who better to talk to than the man, the myth, the legend, Jackson Collier. Jackson, lay it on us. Who's next for 2023?
Well, first of all, thanks again for having me on, Alex. Really excited to jump on here and talk Razorback hoops. So again, we're looking at another potentially loaded recruiting class, which has become the norm under Eric Musselman at Arkansas. His first full cycle in 2020, it was a top 10 class and featured the first one and done in program history. And everybody knows about the 3 McDonald's All-Americans in 2022. And now we go to 2023, and there's not going to be any drop off. You look at the guys that Musselman is looking at, like recruiting really hard, prioritizing all that sort of stuff. You've already landed Layden Blocker, who on the Rivals database, on the Rivals 150, is ranked 37th and could even move up further, pushing 5-star status. So he's already committed. And so from there, you're looking at a slew of some 5 stars and some high 4 stars. First, Baye Fall, 5-star big man out of Colorado. And I actually just put my future cast in for Baye Fall to commit to Arkansas last week. I think with everything, with his relationship with the coaching staff, what he's looking for in a program, also the fact that his cousin, Assane Diop, another 4-star recruit that Arkansas is recruiting, Arkansas is obviously recruiting him. So that kind of opens the door for those two to be a package deal if they wanted to. There's no guarantee that Diop will follow Fall or Fall will follow Diop, or that they are a package deal necessarily. But the door is open for that to happen at Arkansas if they want it to. And it seems like Arkansas has genuine interest in Diop, separate from Fall as well. They like Diop's game a lot. It's not, hey, we're going to recruit your cousin just to land you. They really like his game, his versatility too. Because, I mean, you look at their measurables, they're both big, they're both athletic, really versatile for their positions and for their size, which, as we know in an Eric Musselman system, he loves versatility. He loves athleticism. And he loves guys who can, stretch the floor, even if that doesn't mean shooting the ball. They can run out and guard on the wings defensively. They can run in transition. They can do all these sort of things. That's what Fall and Diop can both bring to the table. And those two are really strong contenders to helping fill out this 2023 class. Outside of those two, Fall is the 5-star, Diop's a high 4-star. You also have another 5-star in Ron Holland, who is listed as a wing, probably a small forward, but a wing nonetheless, hovering right around 6'7", 6'8". Another one of those just really good athletes. He's an elite prospect in his class. Layden, in our interview with him, just mentioned he and Baye Fall being in the top 100 camp together. I wouldn't be surprised if Fall and Holland are potential McDonald's All-Americans. Even Layden Blocker could be a potential McDonald's All-American. Who knows? It's early, but those are the kind of caliber of players that Arkansas is looking to get in 2023 yet again. And those are probably where it's looking at finishing out, are those 4, with Blocker, with Fall, with Holland, with Diop. Not as confident in Holland right this second. That's not saying that he's not going to commit. That's not saying anything negative about his recruitment. As of right now, I would even say that he's probably leaning Arkansas, but there's no way to know what his final decision will be at this time. There's still plenty of time left in his recruitment. But for now, I would think it would be safe to say he's at least leaning Arkansas, and that Arkansas has some momentum there. As far as Diop and Fall go, I felt comfortable putting a future cast in for Baye Fall, especially considering their whole relationship and the whole idea of both of them being able to come to Arkansas. But both of them are looking at returning to visit Fayetteville early in the football season in September. Outside of those 4 guys, when you look at Blocker, Fall, Diop, and Holland, outside of those 4 guys, there are still some other really solid options if they happen to either miss on any of those 3 outstanding commitments, or if they take more than 4. It's kind of just my guess at this point that they take 4, but I also thought they'd only take 4 in the 2022 class, and they took 6. So I can be wrong. It happens to everybody. But if they take more or if they miss on somebody, whatever, they have a few other high 4-star options. Zayden High being one of them, plays for JL3 Elite on the EYBL circuit. Really good. Reminds me a lot of Jalen Williams. He's a more fluid Jalen Williams in terms of his motion on the court, ability to stretch the floor. Played really well on the EYBL circuit down the stretch, and actually exploded on the rankings. Wasn't even ranked in the top 150 on Rivals, and then moved up at least 110 spots at number 40. So he's a guy that's on the staff's radar. Another guy that blew up was Justin McBride, who I think he scored 33 points in one game at Peach Jam, and then 24 points in 2 different games, and just absolutely came out of nowhere to rise his stock. He had been a guy who his stock was falling. Arkansas was involved very early in his recruitment, and he's only going to continue to climb in his rankings, climb back up to where he was. I think at one point he was a top 50 guy, probably going to get close to that same area again with his performance. Another 6'8", 6'9", a versatile big man who can stretch the floor, and he can step out and shoot it from outside. Outside of those two in the front court, you have a couple of backcourt options that I think are probably the only 2 other backcourt options outside of Hall and Blocker. You have Wesley Yates III, and then you have Chris Johnson. Both of those guys are very good additions on the wing. They're good ball handlers. Both can shoot the ball really well too, which is really good for a Razorback team, considering, last year they weren't the best outside shooting team. This year there are some concerns again, although I don't think they're going to shoot as many threes, but they would be good wing additions, backcourt additions. They're just, again, they're both top 75, top 60 4-star recruits that are just, they're still in the mix for after looking at other guys that are top 15. So regardless, or needless to say, this is going to be another incredible recruiting class, no matter how this thing ends.